see you in the chair today, and I congratulate my honourable friend and Norfolk colleague for securing this important debate. It must be said that statistically Norfolk is one of the safest counties in the whole country, but antisocial behaviour is still very much a concern county-wide, including in my own South West Norfolk constituency. And I am reminded on a regular basis that statistics offer little comfort for those experiencing antisocial behaviour. Nationally, according to the Crime Survey for England and Wales, a record 24% of people believe that antisocial behaviour is very or fairly bad. And I don't think it's unreasonable for people to expect to feel safe in their own community and in their own home. But what we saw over the past 14 years of Conservative government, instead of delivering law and order, they did the exact opposite. They hollowed out neighbourhood policing and gutted and broke the criminal justice system so that only over 90% of crimes now go unsolved. Of course.
Thank the honourable member for giving way. And I'd just like to remind him the last Conservative government recruited 20,000 police officers from across the country, and the only force not to meet that target was the Metropolitan Police under Labour Mayor Sadiq Khan.
I thank the honourable member for his contribution. If you look at Norfolk specifically, at the end of the last 14 years, there were fewer serving police officers than at the start, and that's a point that we've made repeatedly. 240 police community support officers were scrapped entirely and not replaced on a like-for-like basis. The then Conservative Police and Crime Commissioner cut all police community support officers, making it the first force in the country to do so. As a former youth worker in the constituency and a long-term councillor, I saw the immediate impact of that decision. PCSOs were able to make connections with the community, meeting councillors and resident associations, collecting and sharing information where possible. In Thetford, the largest town in my constituency, there was a PCSO based in the main high school, building a rapport with young people that paid dividends later on. Labour's mission in government is to restore trust in our justice system as a key pillar of our society, and that mission has begun, and I'm delighted that just yesterday the Home Secretary highlighted the pledge for 13,000 more neighbourhood police and community support officers, alongside an extra £200 million of funding in the next financial year. I am very proud as a Labour MP in a rural constituency, so I'm particularly pleased that this government is looking to deliver a new rural crime strategy, because we need a fresh approach to tackling crime in rural areas, and we must recognise that crime and antisocial behaviour in rural areas is different. Crimes such as hair coursing and livestock worrying are some of the major issues in my constituency and of great concern to residents. I also want to pay tribute to USDOR and their Freedom from Fear campaign, which seeks to prevent violence, threats and abuse against workers from antisocial behaviour and threatening behaviour from the public. I've spoken to staff in village shops across South West Norfolk who often work alone and in very remote areas, and the abuse of retail workers is a huge concern to them. This government understands the need for further protections, and I'm delighted to see that the Home Secretary just yesterday at the second reading of the Crime and Policing Bill announced specific offence of assaulting a retail worker. I'd be grateful if the Minister could comment on the opportunities and programme for delivery for rural communities in the East. Thank you.
David Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Twiggan.